Hi guys, this is Vita with Life Her Way, and at first I wanted to have this wonderful setup for me to discuss this last retie I did. But you know what? I said what I really want to do is get in my kitchen, make a beautiful cup of tea, and just kind of chat it up with you all on my latest lock session for these 272 locks, right? Well, let me put some water in here and let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is I did not put myself on a time schedule like I normally do. So normally I would say you have the weekend. So I give myself basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to finish my hair. And it takes me the full weekend. Well, I got a little smarter. I wanted to work smarter, not harder. And what I figured out was the best way for me to do that is I sectioned off my hair in the back, just right across. And then I put everything else in Bantu knots. And so this past weekend, I just told myself, just get this half of your hair. Basically, yeah, I don't even know if it was actually from ear to ear, but for the sake of this conversation, from ear to ear, I made a part. And I locked the back of my hair. And then all in the front, I left Bantu knots. So when I went to work this past week, I had like three braids going back. And then everything else was Bantu knots. And I just kind of wore some shades. And you all saw it because if you saw my video by the water.
That's why my hair was kind of looking like kind of up, that's why it was looking the way it was looking.
Because I was in the process of taking my time in locking or retying my hair. And so I just decided to do it like that because it did not feel so daunting. Like to know that you have 272 locks to retie is a daunting task. And when I tell you right now, it doesn't seem so thick, but normally by the time a retie is due, it's very difficult for me to put this in a ponytail. I mean, I can do it now, but the only other time I can put this head or this hair in a ponytail is when it's really, really wet. So I decided every day that I would come and at least take down one of those Bantu knots and then braid it. So when did I get done? When did I get done? Was it Sunday? Was it Sunday? Yes, it was Sunday. So I started basically, I think midweek. I want to say I started Wednesday. That's what I want to say. Wednesday of last week. And I just took my time, and by Sunday I was done. It worked for me. I work in a field where I did not feel like my Bantu knots would have a lot of questions from the people that I work with. So in the end, retying this time probably, in my opinion, was the best because I did not feel rushed. Like, oh my God, I got to get this done before I go to work tomorrow. I got to get this done before I do this tomorrow. I just took my time. So if I could impart anything on you all, if you're on this lock journey and you're doing it all by yourself, make or create a strategy where it's not going to be cumbersome for you. And if y'all see some stuff in the background, I have a lived-in house. I will get to her later, but I don't know if this is blurry or not. But if you see dishes in the sink, it's probably because they need to be washed or put up. All right, so let me go ahead and get my tea together. And this is the tea that I like to use. Girl, Lord Jesus, y'all, I'm having a hot flash. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Here I'm talking about drinking tea, and I'm having some hot flashes. But this is my favorite tea that I like to drink whenever I am fighting a sinus infection or a cold. And what I'm feeling is like although I don't have the congestion that I once had in my chest, I just feel like whatever this cold, sinus infection, whatever it was, I don't feel like it's all the way gone. So I'm going to go ahead and make my favorite. This is mullein, and I'll take a teaspoon of mullein, and I put everything in my teapot that already has the sifter in there. This is because, again, you guys know I like loose leaf tea. So I'm going to take a teaspoon of mullein. And I want to say a teaspoon of holy basil, but I need to look at it again just to make sure. Yes, a teaspoon of holy basil. And then the next two ingredients, I'm going to only take a half a teaspoon of those. So a teaspoon of mullein, a teaspoon of holy basil, and a half a teaspoon of, what is this? Oh, is this cardamom? Yes, this is cardamom seed. So a half a teaspoon of cardamom seed. And my fave, fennel, a half a teaspoon of fennel. Fenugreek seed, a half a teaspoon of this. Can you even see it? As you can see, I need to get some more. So that's it. And I am going to allow that to steep. And we are going to go back into my office, and, well, wait a minute. While this is, I'll let it steep because it'll probably be easier for me to kind of let you all see my hair. Let's go ahead and pour this. And you know what I forgot? I forgot my ginger. Give me a second. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in there and let it all steep. And I normally have lemons, but I think I let my lemons dry up. So I don't wanna put the lemons in there. I'm sure I probably could get some juice out of it. Uh-oh. It looks like my, It looks like the camera wants to focus on what's on my refrigerator versus me. So I don't know what's going on, but that's what it looks like. All right, so once I get this in there and let it steep, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of honey. Well, I think I'm gonna add these ginger candies as well. And if the ginger candy makes it sweet enough, I probably won't add the honey. But if not, I'll add a little bit of honey to it. Let me add a little bit more water. I'm gonna let it steep. And let me, I used to have, these are the ginger candies I like to throw in my tea. But I'm just gonna put that in my cup because I don't want that to mix with all of the loose leaf tea. I'll put a couple of those in there. Again, as you know, I have 272 locks. And this is how it turned out. So I'm gonna put my head down and I hope you can see it. I hope it's not blurry because I don't know what it's doing. And I hope you can see. And I don't know if I'm gray back here or not, but I do plan on dyeing my hair. And I really like this color, but this is the color because I think it's just kind of faded out. I don't really want a bright golden. I like this kind of brown, light brown color, and I don't really want it too bright because to me, the brassier it looks, the drier my hair will look. And I'm not quite ready to go back dark. But so 272 locks. And I think I did a pretty good job, but this is it. This is the thing, guys. I am really thinking when my locks turn 1 year, so that's in 4 months, I'm thinking about changing and no longer interlocking, but starting to palm twist and just twist it. I think, in my opinion, you retain more length if you're twisting your hair versus interlocking. Just like if you tie your shoe. If you tie your shoestrings get shorter. But if I twist my hair, I'm thinking that the length would be retained a little bit more. My biggest concern is that, my hair will be kind of fat. Now, mind you, okay, so, can I do it like this? Okay, I don't know if you can see those. You see how it looks like this because it still has not locked. It's probably locked up until this point. And then these ends still are not locked. So what I'm getting is this butterfly effect, which I don't mind. I mean, I've had some people comment in my comment sections. I've had my family members comment on the fact that my hair is not uniform. Like some locks are damn near perfect, because they look the exact same. I am enjoying the fact that my hair is taking on the journey that it's going on. And I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here to see what will this hair look like once it is fully locked. Now, I'm trying to find one that's really pronounced, and I know it's like up in the front because I see it all the time. And so, okay, can you see that one? Let me see. So you see that. I don't know what to do with it because it's doing its own thing. And so, somebody was like, oh, take it and do like this. Like, how many times am I supposed to do that? How often am I supposed to do that? I thought the whole point was keeping your hands out of your head. I thought the whole point was allowing your hair to naturally lock. That's what I thought. So for me to go in and try to find every last one, because I can almost pick up any one and find where my hair is doing this natural butterfly look that people go and pay to have this kind of distressed look to their boho locks. So it doesn't bother me that my locks are not perfect. That is the reason why I chose not to have a grid. Now, it's shooting me in the foot right about now because I'm noticing, I hope I'm not looking straight up. I'm feeling like I'm looking too high up in the camera and almost looking crazy. But I'm hoping that I truly have not messed myself up by not truly having a grid. And only because I know, honey, I know there will come a time where I'm going to be like, yep, I have no other choice now but to truly lock these locks together. I'm not going to have any other choice because, again, there is no grid. So stuff is just, I don't want to say everywhere, but especially in the back. I'm going to turn around and see if I'm going to try to take my finger and I might even, what I might show you might look real good. I don't know, but okay. So I don't know if that's a true part or not. And I hope you can see it. But this is where I am in this journey. Just really trying to allow my lock journey to be as authentic to me as possible, allowing me to take my time with the journey and discovering what it takes in order for my hair not to be dry, or like, this is probably my favorite retie, because I really feel like I could wear my hair any time. But the first 3 times that I did my retie, I was not happy. I mean, I'm still not happy with all of the spacing, but it is what it is. I mean, that's what it's going to look like when you have a fresh retie. You're going to see some scalp. But what I like about this time is I'm not big on, a lot of people like their braid outs. I have a natural curl pattern still in my head because it has not all the way locked. And because I still have this natural curl pattern still appearing in my head, I'm not really interested in a braid out. So I end up taking my hair down the very next day, and I spray it down with rose water, regular water, and sometimes I'll put more oil in, but normally the next day after I've done my fresh retwist, I don't need any extra oil. But if I do, I'll put some oil in, and I liked how it dried, and it looks like it's not as fresh as the other ones were. And again, I think it's also because it's coming into its own. It's really, truly locking. It's locking at the base. And so it doesn't take as much effort for the style to appear. And I'm just happy, y'all. I'm really, truly happy with this lock journey. I'm really, truly happy. It might need to steep some more. I'm really, truly happy that I decided to take on this journey on my own, just learning whatever I learned via the YouTube. Because that's how I learned how to interlock or retie, or however you want to call it. That's how I just watched videos and did it. I could still feel a couple of the ones, like I think this one, at one point I tried to put those knots in there, and I can still feel one for real, one, and then 2 faint knots. So I remember one of the YouTubers that I like to follow, I think her name is Miss Charmaine. She was talking about how so many months your locks that you put in there, they will eventually kind of, I don't want to say fade, but they're not as pronounced. And now I can see why individuals who like to do those put the knots in their locks, I can see why they don't want to do that, but maybe 3 times a year. Because it is extremely pronounced when you first do it. And I didn't like the feel. So because I didn't like the feel, I was like, yeah, this is something I'm not going to continue doing. It wasn't my vibe at all. And so for those of you all who like to put knots in your locks, more power to you. I would rather interlock. But now, of course, now that I've interlocked for these 4 times, but now I'm considering twisting and the palm rolling and doing that. And maybe I can do that more frequently and quicker. I think that's really what I'm going for. I'm going for a quicker retie versus it locking. I think that in a nutshell, I think that's where my head is. Once it's locked, I'm ready to twist it. But now that it's still not locked, I don't mind continuing to just do the retie. But I'm going to go in, and I thought I was going to take y'all back there to my office, but I guess not. I think we're done. I'm going to let y'all see me and see, this is the ginger that I put in at the bottom. And we are just going to sip on this for a little while. I'm going to drink all of this, actually. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I think I might do one more video before the evening is out. But this is Vita with Life Her Way. Thank you guys for continuing to joining me on this journey of loving me more. All right, guys. Bye.